Who is one person in this ensemble that when you first read their role on the page, it became so much more than you ever could have imagined, that they brought something out of it that you never expected?
I would have to say MJ. Because MJ is the heart. She's the matriarch. And the whole point is these are chosen families. They shouldn't have to carry the weight and the burden of an entire culture. That's what I think is just so brilliant about Blanca. And one of the things that I don't think the industry quite understands, because we live in a world that is myopic. Very often we live in a space where the playing field is not level. But we're all judged as if it is. What people don't get about Pose in general, and this is for everybody, is that every one of those young kids on that show are on television, and myself included, are being on television, carrying a show as regulars for the first time. There's not training schools. They're not coming from Juilliard. They're not coming from Yale. They're not coming from, New York University grad school or Carnegie Mellon like myself. They're coming from their communities. They're walking off the streets and delivering the performances that they are delivering. Sorry, but none of y'all can touch that. None of y'all can touch the fact that MJ Rodriguez is carrying this show on her back like Jesus on the road to Damascus with that cross. It's like, she didn't have no training like that. She didn't come from none of that. She had a dream and she showed up and she's delivering a performance like that. People don't really, it's like they're not really getting that part of it. They're not getting that part of it. It's like, no, she's delivering on it. Like, I watch her and it blows my mind what she's doing on this show. She's carrying this show. Just like all them other white ladies carry all those other dramas. She's carrying it just like that. Without the luxury of having any experience doing it.
Has extremely well said.
Yeah. And I'm trying to say it without being pissed off.
No, I understand that.
It's like, no, it's like, yeah. I mean, and I'm the glossy one. I'm the glossy one. I'm older. More people know who I am. I'm the obvious one. Yes, I get it. And I've worked hard and I deserve it, blah, 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 blah. I couldn't do it without her. And this show would not exist without her.
Could totally.
She's the grounding energy. The two of us are the grounding energy together. But in terms of the mother of the house of, she's the one that grounds it.
She's so much of the heart, and she just oozes warmth and inspiration. It's just every single time I walk away from an episode of Pose, usually I feel motivated and inspired because of how Blanca carries herself. And I think it's because of the purity of MJ's performance and what she brings to that role. You talk about realness all the time, and I feel like that's part of the reason why that performance transcends the screen and becomes so much more.
Yeah. And it's interesting because it challenges people to understand, it challenges people to see another type of human being on the planet. That's a real human being that none of y'all have ever met before. So you actually don't know how to adjudicate it. They don't know how to adjudicate the performance. They don't know, because they don't know where it comes from. They don't know what the history is. They don't know anything about it. Led this woman to be in the position that she's in. None of y'all understand that journey. None of y'all. You know, and we're trying to show it on screen, you know, but like, that's the performance she's delivering. For me, she should be winning everything.
Do you think there's anything anybody can do to kind of change that conversation? Because I can definitely understand the frustration here. It's like, I don't know, even from like this angle, to tell more of her story, to put it out there in awards campaigns more. Like, what can we do to change that?
I don't know. I have no idea. You know, I'm the kind of person where I learned early on that, like, with as much of as awards are good for this little gay boy, you know, it's different for me than it is for my white counterparts. They don't need them. I actually need them so that I can be taken seriously. I actually need them so people will pay attention to me. It gives me power in a space where I have been powerless for so long. You know, we just have to stay focused on the work. We are making headway. The fact that Pose exists at all. You know, I'm so grateful to have lived long enough to see that day. Pose? There's no context for that for me. It was never an option for me. That was not an option for me.